Hi, I'm Dan McClellan, your Chargers CBS Sports Raptor reporter, and this is the Chargers Raptor Report Recap Show, where every single week I take a look at three of my reports to give you some keys to the week's game. This week, the San Diego Chargers are 3-1, are traveling to take on the Denver Broncos, who are 1-3. If you've watched the show over the last couple of weeks, when the Chargers were home taking on two winless teams, the Chiefs and the Dolphins, I voiced a myriad of concerns about those games. I thought the Chargers should win, but I thought they would be hard-fought affairs. Both came to be true. Well, this week the Chargers are traveling to Denver, a place where they have historically performed poorly. Their overall franchise record against the Broncos in Denver is 14-35-1. However, under Coach Norv Turner, they are 4-1 over the last 5 games with an average margin of victory of 20 points. Their only loss came in 2008 when they lost 39-38 because of an Ed Hochuli blow-in call. I really believe that this is the week the San Diego Chargers are going to put things together and have a convincing victory off of a team who I believe is inferior to the Chargers. Here's a look on the reasons why I think this is the week the Chargers have a major victory.
The Chargers are ranked first in the NFL for average time of possession. They also led the league in 2010. While this is a positive, it's also a result of the focus opposing defenses have put on limiting big plays. Until San Diego can do a better job of securing the football and converting red zone opportunities, the short ball plays which control the clock will remain available.
Yes, there are a lot of things the Chargers still need to improve on. And despite the fact the offense hasn't clicked on all cylinders yet, the reality is they don't have to do much different than they have already done in their 3 previous wins in order to get a victory over the Broncos in Denver. Namely, control the clock. They lead the league in that. While Denver has only controlled the clock 28 minutes and 26 seconds, San Diego has controlled the clock 34 minutes and 4 seconds of each game. They continue that trend against Denver. It's going to keep the ball out of Kyle Orton's hands, limit his opportunity to score, and with the Chargers' high-powered offense, they're going to get more opportunities to score. What they need to do, though, is convert those scoring opportunities into touchdowns. Last week, they had 4 Nick Novak field goals, and they've only converted their red zone opportunities about 47% of the time this year. On the other side of the ball, however, the defense has allowed the opposing teams to score over 60% of the time when they've gotten into the red zone. So that's one area that they need to fix this week. But so long as they control the game clock by going on long, sustained drives, continued short plays to Matthews, Tolbert, McMichael, you might even see a little Vincent Brown in there. We're not sure of the status of Vincent Jackson on Thursday night. He has a bit of a hamstring issue and has missed practice on Wednesday and Thursday, but Norv Turner said he's likely to practice on Friday and play. But put it all together, the Chargers offense has enough talented players to control that clock, and if they do, they're simply going to put more points on the board than Denver, and they're going to walk away with a convincing victory.
The Broncos have turned the ball over 11 times this season, tied for 31st worst in the league. The Chargers have turned the ball over 8 times, tied for 25th. Quarterback Phillip Rivers has accounted for 6 of those turnovers with 2 interceptions in each of the first 3 games. Rivers avoided throwing a pick last week. If Rivers can avoid the pick this week, the Chargers should have an edge.
When you look at those number of turnovers by both teams, this could be a very sloppy game. However, 6 of the Chargers' 8 turnovers come off of Phillip Rivers' interceptions. He threw 2 interceptions in each of the first 3 games. Well, he didn't throw a single interception last week against the Dolphins. He seemed to be much smarter with the ball, decided to throw the ball out of bounds and take a field goal instead of force it into a situation that could result in an interception. While those field goals were frustrating, the Chargers certainly do need to fix their red zone efficiency. Ultimately, all those points led it up to a Chargers victory. So I think the Chargers have taken big strides in fixing their turnover issues, where I don't think the Broncos have really been able to address theirs. I think the Chargers are going to win the turnover battle, and that's going to be a big component for them building up a big lead and ultimately blowing out the Broncos on Sunday.
Denver's rookie strong side linebacker Von Miller will be a force for San Diego's offensive line to contend with. Miller already has 13 solo tackles, 3 assists, 4 solo sacks, 2 passes defended, and 2 forced fumbles. He has great explosiveness, Coach Norv Turner said. He is a great pass rusher. He works extremely hard, and he will be an issue for us.
Well, if I have one major concern this week, it is rookie strong side linebacker Von Miller, who has 4 sacks of the Denver's total 8 sacks as a team. My real concern about Miller is that if you don't look out for him, that he gets to Rivers and all of a sudden Rivers has an injury like Chad Henne had last week for the Dolphins playing against the Chargers, separating his shoulder. So long as Rivers is in this game, I really believe the Chargers are going to win convincingly. He's putting up much bigger numbers than Kyle Orton. But in order to ensure that, you've really got to keep an eye on Von Miller, who has been just a beast, an absolute dynamic young player. So keep Von Miller contained, keep Rivers upright, and the Chargers win big. Before I leave you, I wanted to share a positive story this week involving a San Diego Charger. Outside linebacker Larry English, who had a career-high 2 sacks a week ago against the Dolphins, spent his day off talking to employees at Par Electric about his LEAD Foundation, which encourages young student athletes to pursue academics first and has provided free tutors in the classroom at Lincoln High School. Larry English is asthmatic, so his foundation is also partnered with the American Lung Association. Here are some highlights of the event of Larry speaking to the employees of Par Electric about his LEAD Foundation and the American Lung Association. Do you feel like because you're diagnosed young and were able to get treated young and maybe get on the right path, did that help you open the doors to get to where you're at now?
Yeah, it definitely did. Being diagnosed with it and being able to treat it were the 2 biggest things that were most important for me being able to control it and being able to control it as an athlete.
Now, the LEAD Foundation also does a lot more in terms of education. You're with in a high school, and you're in there on a regular basis. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we had our pilot program this past spring at Lincoln High School in San Diego, and we had a group of about 20 to 25 kids, and we had it's basically like a huge mentoring program for them. We had tutoring sessions throughout the week, and we also were able to have guest speakers and take them on field trips as well. So it was a huge learning experience for both the foundation as it being our pilot program, and then also to see those kids progress was a great thing.
Now, you can say no to this, but I was going to put you up to a little challenge. There's a balloon blowing competition going on, and I have a couple balloons in my pocket. Are you willing to challenge me on a balloon blowing competition?
I guess, but I don't know if that'll be a challenge. I think I'm gonna have you beat on that one.
All right. Now, here's the deal.
Yeah, you heard it first, right here. You'll see it.
Okay, I'm gonna pull the mic out so that I can blow the balloon, and then we'll just go with the mic on the camera here. Now, I kind of set Larry up here because
I've been practicing behind.
No, I got kind of different types of balloons here. Uh-oh. But he gets to choose. What balloon do you want? So I don't want him to think it's rigged or anything. You want the orange one? The red one? He's thinking?
I'll go with the red.
He's going with the red one. Okay, we'll do this like on the count of 3, okay? Ready? 1. Get closer to your camera. Or 2. 3.
Not fair. He knew something that I didn't know. I think I got the trick balloon.
I've been blowing up balloons for about 19 years, so it's unfair. Those are hard to blow up, but you're a good sport.
You gotta teach me this. I gotta know how to.
Thanks, Larry. Once again, I'm Dan McClellan, your Chargers CBS Sports Rap reporter. Please visit CBS Sports every single day for your latest Chargers information. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel for weekly video updates, as well as follow me on Twitter at San Diego Sports. See you next week.